Dawson Rider with you.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Cheetah Beast Blaster from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is the primary blaster weapon, obviously, that they use for the finishers in the Megazord. Yep, I know, another Megazord finisher weapon. Although maybe you're from the future and they actually use it outside of the cockpit. I don't mind them using it in the cockpit, just use it outside. It makes no sense to have like a blaster that fires nothing. And it's kind of like the laser guns in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where it's like, oh, you aim it at the person and then it fires the dinosaur at them. I'm like, if you're already aiming at the person, why don't you just shoot him? Anyway, yeah, like, so at this moment of this recording, it hasn't been used outside. So I just wanted to stress that. So if you're from the future, stop being such a time travel elitist because you have more information than me. But design-wise, I think it's pretty solid. I appreciate aspects of it. Like in this mode, just sitting here, it's kind of in this animal mode, so it almost looks like a Cheetah Zord figure. I don't know why I inflected Cheetah Zord like that. But I think design-wise, it's got some neat aspects in terms of that. I feel that actually just look-wise and feeling it, that sounded weird, but the sword felt a little bit cooler. Like, this is heavier, feels more like a quality toy, but I think the look of the sword looked like more professional, whereas this does have a bit of that cheap feel to it. But it makes sense. It's like a Nerf partnership, there you go. Not to say like, oh, Nerf suck, but I mean like it's just about the type of toy it is. So it's intended to just be like a Nerf toy, and it's not supposed to be like some sort of high quality reproduction. Point is, I think it's okay, but it could be a little bit better look wise. But I do appreciate some of the design elements. It comes with 3 Nerf pellets or sticks or whatever you call them. I don't know. I've never been a Nerf kid. But you can store 2 of them here, obviously. The third one is in his mouth. That's what, anyway, a lot of Nerf guns are like that. To transform it, it's pretty simple, and I do like the way it works in that aspect. I'm actually gonna pull out just a little bit. Oh, that's what, a lot of blasters are like that. So you press this button here to release this. Actually, I think you can do this without it. No, never mind, you can't. I was thinking you could do this way without it, but not that way. Anyway, you know how it is. Do this, and then that creates the handle. Of note, this might not be for everyone's, but for mine, this button's a little weirdly sticky to where when I just press it in, it leans upwards, but you have to make sure it presses all the way in to get it to activate, and it won't do it otherwise. But the other part you're gonna wanna do here, which is the coolest part of it, is you pull the tail and it's supposed to go all the way up, and then that pops open. I'll do it again in a few minutes so you can see it, but that's really satisfying, really cool. It's the way it works in the show, and when he does this, he gets the cool, quote-unquote cool Squidward mode helmet to help his aiming with Squidward powers. But that's really cool. I like how instant that is. I like how it uses that traditional function of like a Nerf gun to make it have this cool transformation bit. And again, it feels very satisfying. The blaster is in here, the pellet, I'm gonna call it a pellet, not a Peloton. And you don't have to keep it in there, but I just do so I don't lose it. Just make sure it's aimed right. Like one of the times I did it, like because it was in here when I transformed it back, it like stuck up here so it wouldn't fire. But then, you know, the trigger's right here. It actually kind of blends in really well with it, and fire. There you go. It has a pretty solid range. Obviously here is a pretty small area, but I fired it at a range of, I want to say, because right next to me is a window, and I fired it from there to a door, which was about 10, maybe 11 feet away, and it fired substantially. Like, it didn't feel like it petered out, like it was like boom. So it's got a very solid range to it. And to transform it back, press this, and this will allow you to do this, as well as this, and it'll close back up. Something that's cool is I like that it actually closes the mouth too. Like a lot of toys like that, where it'll have that feature, there'll be an aspect that you'll have to just manually do, and I don't know, that feels really cool and like mechanical, and I really appreciate that. So let's see if we can get the transformation to actually fully do it this time, because it's actually pretty good at it usually. There we go. I think it's a little bit about the angle, but as long as you pull it, you know, with a good amount of force, it'll do that very nicely. So that's very satisfying, very cool, and wait, I also just want to note that you can, you know, just reload it, you know, reload the blaster there and then pull this back, and you don't have to go all the way back to Cheetah mode and retransform it or anything, so you can just keep continuously doing that, which is nice. And the design of this is pretty solid. Like, I think at the end of the day, design-wise for this, it's not my favorite thing, but I appreciate the way it works and the way they use this for the flipping, and the legs come up here, and it feels very satisfying. So I think this is a very cool and fun toy. It's not my favorite thing, but I think kids are going to really love it, and then, you know, kids at heart that just like Nerf gun type things, because not only is it kind of a cool Nerf gun from the show, but it's got, I think, really satisfying playability. Like, again, I like the mechanical way it feels when you work with it, which I think makes it feel organic to the show, which just adds to it. My only real nitpicks is I wish it just looked a little bit better, and that's really a huge, more like collector's nitpick. And I kind of wish it had sounds. It kind of makes sense since they're leaning on the whole Nerf bit, and I think I'm conditioned to want sounds, but I think just one solid blast sound would make it feel like a more complete experience, but again, that's just kind of a nitpick. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my Power Rangers toy reviews and news. Until next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.